Those are some big shoes to fill. Folks, we took delivery of a brand new Tesla Model 3 Performance. Highland or not, I don't know. The argument is still out there. I'll show you a piece on the car where it actually says Highland on it, so we can continue to have that stupid argument. So the color of the Model 3 is obviously ultra red. That's their new red color. And then I got the white interior, which has their new sport seats. So we're gonna kind of go over the differences, starting right with up front here. It has its own bespoke front bumper to differentiate between the regular Model 3 models and the Performance. So we have an intake right here for extra brake cooling. You also have this front diffuser right here, which I think it's just plastic. It's kind of a matte black plastic, which looks really good, sticks out further than any other part of the vehicle. So that looks really nice. And then we also have actual real forged wheels now on the Performance Model 3. So these are a 20-inch wheel. It's a staggered setup, meaning the rear wheels are wider than the front wheels, which is annoying because you can't rotate the tires. You're gonna be replacing tires quickly, and with as fast as this thing is, you're replacing them very quickly. But these wheels only weigh 21 pounds, which is incredible because I've gotten the forged wheels from Unplugged Performance. Those weigh 21 pounds. And then I had the forged wheels from Atomic Wheels. Those weigh like 19 pounds in the 19-inch version. So the fact that from the factory you're getting this quality wheel now is incredible. It does also have the red brake calipers. You can see the colors kind of clash from this red to the new ultra red up top. This is also T1. That's a Model 3 specific tire that was developed for the Model 3 Performance Pirelli tire. This is a very aggressive tire. I may switch to a less aggressive all-season tire and use this for like track days or autocross or something like that. No littering. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. One thing I'm not excited about though, so I looked at the finance sheet, right? And you see online, you're like, oh, this is a really good deal. It's a $52,000 car. So I got this for $52,000, which is $2,000 less than it is listed for right now. But I did not get the federal tax credit on it because it was $55,490. After taxes and fees, it was like just under 60. I financed it for 60 months at 6.19% APR, which is the best rate you can get right now from Tesla. And I put $25,000 down, so my payment's like $700 a month. If I were to make all those payments on time over the life of the loan, the car would cost me $70,000. I'll have the stuff up on the screen so you can actually see that. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, did I just get ripped off? This is not worth $70,000. Now, I will pay it off early. I'll probably pay it off within 2 years, but I was just kind of shocked to see that. But you know what else I was shocked to see? One of the best nonprofits fighting climate change just announced their annual EV giveaway, and I want to tell you about it. All proceeds go to the amazing Chesapeake Climate Action Network Action Fund, and there are 3 reasons why you should buy a raffle ticket. Number 1, your odds of winning have never been better. For the first time ever, you have not 1, but 2 chances to win a brand new electric vehicle with just 1 ticket. Number 2, the prizes are amazing. The first place winner will choose from a Rivian R1S, a Rivian R1T truck, a Tesla Model X Plaid, or the Tesla Cybertruck. But like I said earlier, your 1 ticket will give you 2 chances to win an EV. So second place will get the Hyundai Ioniq 5. And 3, our friends at CCAN Action Fund do amazing work nationwide addressing the climate change crisis. So you'll be supporting a great cause while having the chance to win an electric vehicle. Here's a look at some of the previous winners. So to enter, go to www.evraffle.org. That's evraffle.org. Tickets are just $200 and only 7,000 will be sold. So your odds have never been better. Visit evraffle.org or use the QR code on the screen or check the link in the description. May the odds be ever in your favor. Now, the other thing you're going to be wondering about, build quality. What are the issues? I've gone over this car. I do not see any issues on it. The one issue that I've seen, and I don't think it's fixable, but I mean, I'll ask, is right here. That little part's like, it's like the rubber's actually bent. It's not like that on the other side, so I'm not sure why that happened. But that's been the only thing. It's the exterior, like even the seals in between the windows here, everything seems a lot tighter and very precise. So I'm really happy with the quality. I kind of expected that though. Even the previous generation Model 3, they kind of had all of that figured out. So on the rear of this, 275 width tire, 20 inches, really wide tire in the back, and this gets 303 miles of range. So I'm interested to see with the new EPA standards if we're actually going to get that. Now on the back of the car, you guys have already seen this, the new spoiler is incredible. This is for downforce, this is for aerodynamics to let air move over the car. I think the spoiler is really well done, matte finish. It's real tight around the edges, so they must have heard me complaining all these years. So this has ludicrous badging. It's not plaid because of the carbon sleeves on the motors, which I actually like that they're differentiating the two of them. I kind of thought that they would do it like Mercedes AMG or BMW M, where plaid is always their high-end performance model. They seem to be going a slightly different route than that, which is fine, but I want them to pick a path and stick to it. You also have the Tesla in chrome written across the back here, which, I don't know, that's growing on me. I don't know if I like the Tesla logo better. And then down here, we have this really aggressive and functional rear diffuser, which is another differentiating point between this and a normal Model 3. Into the back here, power up and down. One of the differences, you have these two pockets over here, whereas previously you didn't have pockets on both sides, and then you have your sub-trunk storage compartment there, and then it closes up with that button. Now into the rear of the car, another big change. So two things here. First, there's no seat back pocket, so that's a different change. And also the seat backs, there's some type of plastic, it's not leather, it looks like leather, but is almost as soft as leather, but it's definitely some type of durable plastic. So I actually really like how the seat back covers look, especially on the performance model. And we also have a rear screen now in the back, and I've covered this in other videos, but I thought I'd save the plastic peel for you guys. So here we go. Boom, there it is, baby. Isn't that nice? But as far as seating goes in the back, I feel like there's slightly less room in these newer ones in the back. Again, I'm 6 feet tall, so I'm in my driving position in the front. I have plenty of room here. You can just see the angle of my legs sitting up is pretty extreme. But yeah, you have plenty of room to sit back here, especially with this floor mat being flat. You can kind of sit and spread out. And you got that. You have your own screen. You can connect your own Bluetooth and have sound to that, so you can watch something back here and be separate from the front of the vehicle. Also on the door cards here, this is one part that I was kind of, I don't know, disappointed. I wish I had an option here. On these door cards, so these are white because I have the white interior. On the black interior, this comes in that suede or Alcantara material. That's really nice. I wish I could get that instead of this white leather. And on the base Model 3, this actually comes in a mesh that matches the top of where the AC comes out in the front, where in this car, it's not mesh, it's actually carbon fiber. So we'll take a look at that. So this is one area maybe I'll look to the aftermarket to try to make this suede or Alcantara, but it is what it is. Perforated seats are really nice. These feel like Model S quality seats, which is good. Also, we are gonna take this for a drive. So relax, we'll take it for a drive. Now, the most exciting part to a lot of people is the cooled seats and the perforated leather. So yeah, the seats up here, the quality is excellent. I was a little worried about getting a heavily bolstered seat like this, but they've done such a good job at mixing comfort and sportiness into this seat. I mean, it's one of the best performance seats I've ever sat in. And I'll be doing comparisons to the BMW M3, the Audi RS3. I'll be having comparisons of all those traditional vehicles to see where this falls. But they've done an incredible job with these seats, and they're made in-house. It's not like it's outsourced to Recaro or something like that. So you have to give Tesla credit there of doing this on their own. You also have this carbon fiber piece. This is what I was talking about, is mesh in the regular Model 3. I love that it's carbon fiber. It's matte. It matches the spoiler. They've done a nice job of keeping that going. The other thing on my previous Model Y, there were always like handprints up on these parts. The interior of the vehicle, the delivery process, it seems to be they've had all of those issues figured out, so that's really nice. This LED strip lines up over here on both sides, so that's good. In the one demo test drive video I did, the one area was not lined up, so that's been really nice. And then they also have the area where you lay your phones down. Now, this doesn't have shift stocks, so we'll take it for a drive and kind of talk about that. The doors close perfectly. I'm gonna be doing cross-country road trips, track day, autocross. I might join F1, I might join NASCAR, I might win all of that in this vehicle as well. So there's Obviously a ton of content. I've made over 100, I made about 160 videos on my Model Y so far. I'll be doing the same with the Model 3 Performance, upgrades, aftermarket stuff. It's really tight, it's really well done. The one thing I will say, now I am gonna do paint protection film on this. I get that done at Dynamic Tint in Tempe, Arizona. There are a lot of water spots all over the paint of the vehicle. I don't even know if the camera can pick them up, but there's water spots everywhere. So what I would need to do to get those off, because I've taken quick detailer to it, that's not going to remove water spots. I was just seeing how hard in there they were. I would have to get a paint correction on this, just a light one, to get those water spots removed. But if we put film over top of it, it eliminates all the water spots that you just can't see them anymore. So I don't even know that I'm really going to bother. I'm pumped. I'm really excited. I have not done a launch in Ludicrous. That's Ludacris who's broke. I've not done a launch in that mode yet, so we are going to jump in, take it for a drive, and do that right now. All right, we're gonna take this thing on a drive, but we gotta peel the front screen protector off. Yes, sir. Now, one thing that everyone's gonna be curious about is the suspension. I've driven it around so far, it's excellent. Let's see, we have ride and handling. So now you can change the damping. This is not an air suspension. Yeah, so it adjusts in real time to optimize both comfort and how the ride feels for the vehicle handles. So if you start to floor the car and take turns really hard, it will adapt for that. But then you can also, like it says here, standard adjust to a wide range of driving styles and roads to provide a balanced ride that is fluid yet well controlled. Sport provides firmer, more control ride that increases driver engagement and connection to the road. So we are going to be in standard mode right now, no shift stock, so press forward to go forward, and then we're off and we're on our way. So what I've noticed so far is, like when I took a turn like at a red light, and then again, no shift stock, so turn signals are these little buttons here. I'm working closely with Tesla on this. You can see here that it gives you these steps, says welcome to the Tesla family, blah, blah, blah. I need this QR code to go to my YouTube channel to show you guys, you know, how the stuff works in the car. So I'm working closely with Tesla. Can you imagine if you click that QR code and it's like me in a Chili's bathroom? Anyway, so the suspension is great. That's what I was worried about the most, especially with these tires. These are the same tires that they use on a lot of Ferraris from the factory. And as you can see in the video on your screen here, it's a 280 tread wear rating, very low, very sticky, but it's a performance model. And I was worried about how rough is this gonna be on the road? Because of the adaptive suspension and just leaving it in standard, really. I mean, the sport mode, what I notice is as you're driving along, you just feel a lot more of the imperfections in the road. It's just more jittery, gives you more feedback. So if you're on the track, you can know exactly where you're at. But we're in normal acceleration mode right now. And I love how the Model 3 just creeps up the roads. Like you feel like you can't take a turn fast enough. It's just incredibly smooth now. The power delivery is great. And we're gonna go into it, boom. We are in insane mode now. So the ride is still on standard. Steering weight I have on standard as well. And I actually kind of had a scary moment the other day. I went to hit the brakes, like pulling into my house, and the brake, like the first time I hit the brake pedal, it like wasn't fully working. So I think I don't know, I think we got it fixed now, but we did have, I was a little worried there. I was like, oh, the fit and finish is great. The brakes don't work. The brakes work, they're fine. Somebody will clip that and be like, see, Tesla's brakes. All right, so we're gonna give it a rip here. First time in insane mode. I keep calling it ludicrous, insane. I wish they would just call it sport so I could keep my head sane. Sorry, insane mode. I kept saying sane, huh? Here we go. Jesus. Oh my God. Yep, that's insane. That's really all there is to say about it. There's no slow down in the vehicle. They seem to have addressed the power fall off in this. And this is from the factory on the street. As this car is sitting right now, this is a 10-second car. It will do 10 seconds in the quarter mile on the street, which is totally insane. And I'll be able to test that with my Draggy device. But yeah, it's just so, the seats, everything kind of encapsulates you and gives you a ton of confidence on the road. And on top of that, the ride quality is excellent. Like, I mean, we're on kind of a rough patch of road right now, but it's eating it up. We already know the sound system is really good in these things, has the 2 subwoofers in the back. Yeah, like we're going over some bumps and it actually has give to it. It actually feels like the suspension was properly tuned. I've been talking about this for years, is, you know, BMW X3 or 3 Series are so well done in terms of suspension and comfort. That's really all the Model 3 and Y were missing. Now, the Model 3, everyone has said this, the Model 3 suspension is excellent now from the factory. Now, I'm sure there are going to be aftermarket ones that make it even, enhance it even more, but I think now the average person is not going to be looking for that fix. They're going to be like, oh, this is how the car rides great. I'm not going to be looking to the aftermarket. But man, I can't wait to take it to the canyons. It's just such a nimble vehicle. That's actually what I've become to appreciate about my Model Y. Like that bump right there, and this is the performance model. This is as stiff as it gets. With the Model Y, one thing that I've come to really appreciate is the fact that it's nimble. There's a ton of space in that vehicle, yet it's not a huge vehicle, and you're able to easily maneuver around town, in and out of parking spaces. Whereas in my Rivian, you know, you're driving a boat. That dog almost killed that lady. In the Rivian, I have to like steer. You have to con it. You con a boat, right? As Papa Jim, shout out RIP Papa Jim. You just have to really focus on what you're doing. This in the Y, you just toss it into turns. We're gonna go through a 4, okay, ruined my, okay, that van. I thought the van was turning, sorry. Look at that Corvette. Should we prod him? Do we prod the Corvette? Here he comes. Yeah, there's just, I'm just impressed with the everyday ability of this vehicle. You know, I would normally say, hey, you might want to go this step down if you're using this on a daily basis with a commute. Nope, absolutely not. You could drive this every day and be comfortable and then take it to the canyons and the track. I just said this about the Model Y in the 70,000 mile review. This is a Swiss Army knife. The Model Y is still more of a Swiss Army knife than the 3. There's a Y right there, because it has more space in it. You can do a lot more, carry a lot more stuff more easily. But if you don't need that space and then you want to sit lower to the ground and have a great handling vehicle, this is a no-brainer. And then the other thing is they're going to continue to make these. It's not like a vehicle like a Civic Type R where you have to get your order in and pay over MSRP, save your money, make sure you're purchasing this when you can actually not put yourself into financial ruin like me, okay? Putting myself in financial ruin. This is not financial. This is not a financial advice channel. $70,000 is just, there's a vomit inducing. There's also this green and scratch here. I don't know what that is. Let's see if we can, I don't know what that is. It's a green marking of some sort. So I'll be calling Elon about that. We know how my last phone call went with Elon. Roll the clip.
Go yourself.
Very excited about this. Thank you guys for the support on the channel. YouTube is what I do full time now, so I've been doing it for over 3 years. So I have the Rivian R1T, the Model Y, which really got the channel rolling, and now this Model 3 Performance, and that's that. Also, thank you again for CCAN for sponsoring this video. Make sure to use the link in the description to purchase your tickets, and good luck. Now, if you haven't seen my 70,000 mile review on the Tesla Model Y, click this video right here. I think you will really enjoy that, give you some insight on long-term ownership, and also what it would be like to potentially buy a used Model Y or Model 3. This video will be very helpful.